Were you scared?
Oh yeah, it was terrifying. My recruiter had 100% lied to me. Literally every person's crying. Basic training is to tear you down and then to build you back up. That's a question you don't want to ask. Glitter boob unit? This is the most wild thing I've ever could have imagined in my life. Hey, I'm a yes person. I'm gonna say yes. Here with the monks.
I didn't even know monks drank.
Hey, I'm here. I love babies. Fell, I skid my knee, got up and kept running, ran with the bulls.
You're like, I will not be trampled.
So it was the most unromantic way to do it. Is beer sign practice, 100%. What am I? What is it? So at this point now, I'm doing basic training at Lackland, which was wild. I mean, they just throw you in there. Like you get off the bus, you have no idea what's going on. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh, geez.
Because it was the middle of the night transfer from where we came. And they start off with like this game of you have your duffel bag and you drop your duffel bag and you have to pick up the duffel bag and you have to drop the duffel bag and you have to pick it up and you're just following commands. But the people that are falling behind, then the TIs, the technical instructor, they're in your face yelling and they're so close. They're like spitting on you. And it's hello, Air Force.
I also just know you. You're like, if it wasn't for the fact that it was Air Force, excuse me, you're spitting on me.
Oh,
back up just a second.
There were a few moments of that. 100% in basic training. I couldn't get it out there.
Do you remember any of them?
There's a few moments there where I ended up becoming the guidon bearer, which is
the what?
Guidon bearer.
What's that?
So you're the person that marches in front of your troop and you hold a flag and it's not light. It's probably, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds, maybe not that bad, but it's enough to where like when you're holding it for a long time, like it gets really heavy.
Did you ask to do this?
No. There were 2 or 3 other people who failed at it. So like they were trying to do it, men, like there's men in my troop.
So this is co-ed.
It's co-ed. Yep. And they couldn't do it. I end up going to be selected to do it. So now I'm in the front, which makes you number one target for them to like, if you mess up anything, they see it, right? Like you aren't able to hide in the pack of people. Like you're up front holding a big old flag saying, I'm right here. Yes.
But also like give you a break. Like you're holding the flag on top of trying to do all the things.
There's no break.
Got it.
Yeah. So the amount of times that they're in my face yelling and I'm doing that face, I'm trying not to laugh. And maybe on 1 or 2 occasions I did. And, they are yelling at me like, are you laughing? Are you laughing right now? I'm doing everything.
So you just didn't take them seriously?
No, I didn't. No.
It kind of ties back into that temper thing. Someone can yell at you and you're just like, I'm not taking this personally.
Exactly. Yeah. It just went right off my shoulder. Didn't care. I was guidon bearer, which was fun. When we would run, I'd have to run holding the flag. The hardest part was anytime the national anthem played, I would have to hold the flag out and you have to hold it for the entire duration of the national anthem with your arm perfectly straight, the flag straight. The flag can't wobble. You can't hold the end of it, which is what a lot of people try to do.
How long is the national anthem?
Should know, but it's over 2 minutes. So yeah, you're holding it out the entire time. It's like 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 40, something like that.
I'm just jumping ahead in your story a little bit because I know this is basically this set you up to be very good in Germany in holding beer steins. Yes. Yeah, it was beer stein practice, 100%. It was initiation into beer stein holding.
Yeah.
Do you have any other crazy stories that happened specifically while you were in the Air Force, at least at training camps? You were in San Antonio.
I was at San Antonio. Yeah. So the very first day was very traumatic, right? Because you're playing that game, they're in your face yelling at you. And then you have to go upstairs and the sleeping situation is separated where it's just girls and boys. There isn't co-ed for the sleeping situation. And typically for the TIs that are in charge of you, they try to assign females with the females and males with males. But we actually had 2 male TIs overseeing our troop, which ended up benefiting us a lot because they weren't able to come in unannounced.
So you always had a heads up.
Right. Which was very beneficial throughout that duration. But day 1, so you play the bag game and then you go upstairs and you are forced to get naked, strip down completely naked and take a shower with all of these strangers.
Men and women.
The TIs are coming around inspecting you to make sure that you don't have any piercings. You're not allowed to have any piercings during basic training. So if you have your breasts pierced or your labia or anything.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Is it still what?
I have no idea, but most likely.
Why can't you have piercing?
I want to say primarily probably for safety. We're doing so many active things. Near the end of it, you do like a wartime scenario
Okay.
where they throw us out there for 2 days and we're eating the meal ready MREs, we're eating the meal ready food, and you're jumping over logs and doing all of the things that you see on TV. We only do that for 2 days, though. It's not our entire training. This is Air Force. I'm sure other branches are probably like that the entire time.
Kind of mental games, like humiliate everyone right off the bat, get
Right.
naked in front of everybody.
It
Let's
is.
just tear down that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say that is a lot of their structure at basic training is to tear you down and then to build you back up. The humiliation, the yelling in the face, it's so intense at the very beginning. And not a lot of people make it through, even just missing home, not able to tolerate people yelling in your face and yelling at you. Not everyone's built for it. So I think it's also how they kind of weed out the people that can make it or not. Another story on that was the first phone call. We finally, after 2 or 3 days of going through this intense yelling at, naked, trying to figure out when to eat, when to sleep, just figuring it out. They finally let you call home. I get my first phone call and I'm looking around me and literally every person's crying. Not a single person it has a dry eye. And so I call my mom and I'm like, hey, Mom. And then I start laughing because I'm looking around and everyone's crying. And she's like, what's going on? And she's crying. And I was like, hey, first phone call, missed you. It's only been 3 days, but apparently everyone's crying. Like, I feel bad. Like, maybe I should be crying. And at this point, a TI comes over and actually starts yelling at me. He gets in my face and he's like, why aren't you crying? I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sad.
But it was like your life kind of built you to be like, you're independent, you're strong-willed, this isn't going to affect you. So you're laughing.
Yeah.
Day 3.
Yeah, day 3.
You're not phased.
Not phased.
But your mom's crying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Aw.
Well, she missed her baby girl. I'm the first one out of the house.
And you're in that situation, which she knows is just scary.
And like I said, like it was that rough transition of fire, going to Mexico, and then Air Force. So it wasn't like a smooth send off of.
It wasn't like you guys hugged it out.
Right, exactly. Had a lot of time to prep. Like, okay, here I go. I'm off to the Air Force, Mom.
Yeah.
No, it was pure chaos.
And how long is basic training for?
6 weeks.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you did that.
I did that. Yep. And that I had to figure out how to eat. You may know this about me. I'm a slow eater.
No, elaborate, Macey. What do you mean by you're a slow eater? I'd love to hear more about this.
I don't know what you're talking about. Our family dinners we would have, and you and your entire family would be completely done by the time I finished my first bite, and then all yell at me like, come on, lady.
To elaborate, my family growing up, we would have to wait till everyone was at the table to eat, but also we'd have to wait till everyone was done eating before you could get up and
Yes.
clean the dining room table. And you would come over and have dinners with us. And yes, it would be like, Macey, please.
Come on, hurry up and eat.
Burger, just eat it.
Yeah.
But I wonder though, I've always, now that I know you more, is like, why would you say you eat so slowly?
I have no idea. My daughter definitely gets it from me too. So I don't know, genetic. I don't know where it comes from.
That under genetics, slow eater.
Slow eater. I always have been. I like to enjoy the food, maybe. It has something to do with the poverty, maybe ties in that. When I finally have food, I eat it really slowly to enjoy every single bite. Not exactly sure, but
Not so great when you're in basic training.
basic training, super hard. So there's no time. Similar, there's 4 people per table. You go through the lunch line, you get your food, and you have to stand at a table until there's 4 people, and then you can sit down. You could be standing there and you have to wait 5-10 minutes for the next 3 people to come to the table, and you're just standing there with your food. But now there's 4 people, you sit down and the race is on, and you're throwing this back because you only have so much time to eat. So we're eating as fast as we can. We have to wait for everyone to be done. Same thing. We clear the table and we go. I think we get maybe 5 minutes to eat. It's not long, super short. And if you're having to wait for people, right? Like
That
that's
cuts
taking
into
up
that
time.
Okay.
So I kind of learned for breakfast, my go-to was a red Gatorade, a banana, and yogurt. And I would just shovel the banana into the yogurt and I would throw that back, and it was easy to mush, and I could just mush it and swallow it.
Basically like a chipmunk.
Like a chipmunk, exactly. For lunch and dinner, I struggled with that a little bit more.
Okay.
So I came up with this technique of ordering a grilled ham and cheese, and then I would secretly wrap it in a napkin and I would put it in my cargo pocket. And I'd order whatever else I could eat, probably like mashed potatoes or like something, again, easy to like chew and swallow. After we would go back up, I would pull the sandwich out of my cargo pocket in the bathroom, and I would sit on the bathroom toilet and I would eat my grilled cheese as slow as I could. It was my favorite part of the day.
Eating a grilled cheese in a toilet
Eating,
stall.
yes, exactly.
Highlights of life.
Highlights, yes.
But you figured it out.
Yeah.
You figured it out. Those were some of your obstacles, which I would say probably for basic training, that's a pretty good, easy obstacle. The rest of it didn't affect you as much as it probably did everyone else.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, the workout part, having worked out and that being such a big part of my life beforehand definitely helped. I was the third most fit female of all of the trainees during the time. So I got an extra little medal award for that. I got
Did it say like third most fit?
There might have actually been something that said that, but it was called a Warhawk Award.
Warhawk.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
I'm sure it stands for something.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
But a Warhawk Award.
Warhawk Award.
So at the end of your 6 weeks basic training, they were like, you get the Warhawk Award.
Yeah.
And you made it through.
Yeah.
You did your like 2 days out in the wilderness,
Yeah.
eating like the pre-made, whatever those
MREs
meals.
Yeah.
You did this. And then what happens after basic training?
So after basic training, then at this point, they've already determined what you're going to do in the Air Force. It's in the in-processing part of it that you fill out this form saying like, this is what I want to be in the Air Force. And for the most part too, the recruiters have already put you into a category based off of training. In processing, I'm like, I want to be a nurse, which put me in the medical field. And I was thankfully able to test high enough possible because actually in my era, was the recruiters been caught for falsifying paperwork, lying to recruits. And so they pretty much did like a whole washout of all the recruiters right after I joined.
Was that scary?
No, but it made sense because my recruiter had 100% lied to me. He said I was going to be a nurse. And so that's what I would tell people. But that wasn't the situation. A nurse is with a degree, a nursing license, right? And so, yes, I technically, through the Air Force, could eventually get there. But that wasn't the plan I thought I was on.
You thought you were just going to come in and immediately they were going to start schooling you on being a nurse. And instead, that's not what it was. So what did they assign you to instead?
Thankfully, I scored high enough on the ASVAB, which is an entrance level test that they do to see where you rank. And I did high enough on that I was able to get medical.
Okay.
So I was able to get as close to a nurse as possible. In the Air Force, which my title was medical technician, like a medical assistant. And I did go through EMT training, which was really cool. So after basic training, I go to tech school. The tech school was in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Okay, so still in Texas. Okay.
Still in Texas, barely. You're like right up there in the armpit, almost Oklahoma, which was wild. The weather was absolutely wild there. One day it was so hot, we had red flag warning and then snowed that night. So just crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you never grew up with snow?
No.
So was that crazy? Was that your first time seeing snow?
It wasn't my first time seeing snow, I don't think, but it was absolutely crazy being in that environment and like being like, wow, it's snowing right now. I mean, also this is Texas. So it wasn't snow enough that like we didn't get inches of snow. Like
it snowed.
It snowed. Yeah, exactly.
So you're in Wichita doing medical training.
Medical training, yes. To become a medical technician, we had to do EMT school. So that was probably the hardest part of the entire training that I went through was learning that. And EMTs are the same training that you do in the civilian world was what we did. So I became an EMT basic.
And they pay for that.
And they paid for it, which is expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. So I went through the training, took the test. I became an EMT basic. Again, at the beginning, you have a choice of where you want to go. And they said that if you want to stay in the States, only select stateside states. They're like, but if you want to travel, then pick anywhere you want to go. And so they give you a map, they give you a list of all the places you could go. We call it the dream sheet. And they're like, pick your top 3 choices. And there's 0% guarantee that you'll get any of your top 3 choices, but at least they will try. It's all based on the Air Force needs. So I finished the tech school in Wichita, and then I go to the part 2 phase, which was learning my job, which was actually at Andrews Air Force Base on the East Coast. So I did that. I did Wichita for about 2 months, and then I did Andrews for 2 months.
Okay.
There, I finished all of that medical training, and they're like, okay, great, you're certified, you're going to go off. And I chose, my first choice was actually England.
Okay.
And my second choice was Kaiserslautern, Germany.
Okay.
And I got my third choice, which was Spangdahlem, Germany.
And why did you choose those locations?
I wanted to travel. So going back to that and my desire to travel, I didn't want to do anywhere in the States. Even though I hadn't really explored the East Coast or anything like that, I knew that there would be other opportunities. So,
And this was going to be your first time outside of North America.
yes. And that was a wild experience. So here they are. They shipped me off to Germany, put me on an Air Force plane, and I show up in Germany at 19 years old. And I was like, okay. And so my supervisor, she picks me up.
Which one in Germany did you get?
Spangdahlem, which was near Bitburg. So you may have heard of Bitburger beer. I actually lived in Bitburg for a short time while I was there. So my supervisor, she picks me up and we go to an Italian restaurant
In Germany.
and orders me a glass of wine
At 19.
at 19. And I look at her and I was like, am I allowed to drink this? And she's like, we're in Germany now. Like, yeah, the legal age here is being able to see over the counter.
Yeah.
Like it might be 16 or something like that. Like it's crazy. And I was like, okay. And so here I am at 19, like drinking my wine with my supervisor, thinking like this is the most wild thing I've ever could have imagined in my life.
At an Italian restaurant
At an
in Germany.
Italian restaurant in Germany. We eventually got to German restaurants.
What a way to kickstart it.
Right, exactly.
And how many years were you in Germany for?
I was in Germany for 3.5 years. It was the most amazing experience of my life. To start off with, they put me in this program. It's called First Term Airman Corps, FTAC. And so for all of the new airmen that get stationed overseas who've never been at any other anywhere else, they put them in this course to help kind of gap that transition of like, you're now in this new country where you don't speak the primary language, leaving your family, being this far away, not having anyone be able to come visit you on the weekends. It affected a lot of people mentally. So
Did it affect you?
no, no, it didn't. They put us through this program. It was great. I learned a lot, but they get close to the end of the program and they did this thing. They asked how many females were single. I don't remember what their point was, but it ended up backfiring in the fact that I was the only single female out of our entire class. There's like maybe 30 of us. I think 4 female altogether, but the other 3 were married.
Okay.
So that put me in a really bad situation, actually, why I had to move to Bitburg because I was living on base at Spangdahlem. I was on a corner room on base and I had several people break into my room.
Why?
That's a question you don't want to ask. Why? Like, why would someone break into someone's bedroom? Like, it wasn't for good things. It wasn't to see how I was doing.
People
like,
as in like
men.
fellow.
Yes.
What would you call them? Not cadets, fellow
Airmen. Yeah.
would break into your room.
Yes.
Did
So
they break
here
into
it is.
other women's rooms?
No,
Just yours.
just mine. Because I'm the single female that's highlighted now. And I'm in a first story corner room with a big old window right there.
So what did you do?
I obviously had to report everything. And thankfully, like nothing happened. On 2 instances, I was able to like get into my bathroom. And one of them, I just wasn't in my room, but there was a Jack and Jill bathroom. So I was able to lock myself into the Jack and Jill bathroom until they left. But
Were you scared?
oh yeah, it was terrifying. Like to have somebody break into your room,
And
usually at night.
did anyone warn you that this was going to happen? Like this is
No,
something that might
this
happen?
has never happened before. In their entire time of this training program, they've never had any class where there's only been one single female.
Okay. So that's a start.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reported it to them. I was like, hey, you guys, like I've had 3 break-ins now. And they're like, I'm so sorry. Like we set you up for this. And so they had to do like a base-wide training on how to handle this situation. They had to move me to Bitburg. They put me on the 2nd story of an apartment complex and it wasn't conjoined rooms with anybody. I had a balcony. There's only one way into the room. So it was like their way of trying to put me in a safe situation.
But is this something that was like, so I'm still confused. So you were the only single woman in your class, but had this happened historically in other years?
No,
this
they
is
have
just
never.
something-
Yeah.
And did you ever find out who was breaking into your room? Did you ever have an idea?
No, I never allowed myself to stick around long enough to find out like who was breaking into my room. Like it could have been the same person. It could have been different people.
Everyone knew now. Everyone knew is what it was. So the second everyone knew that you were the only single female, then this thing happened. That happened twice.
I was a target of like, yeah, people were like, oh,
And so
she's
you
single female.
You reported it, but nothing
No.
happened besides you getting moved and put in a second floor and a room that was safer.
Right. Yeah. And they had to write me a formal apology. And then they also had to like pull me in to give me a verbal apology and
The
everything
administrators,
like that. Yeah.
the like boss. Okay.
Yeah. They realized they messed up. But that was like my start to the Air Force in Germany. And it was crazy.
Yeah.
But again, I just made the most of it because my apartment on Bitburg was so much nicer. I figured it out. I definitely set a lot of boundaries with the guys there, made sure that they all knew that they couldn't mess with me like that. But I started playing soccer, had a lot of fun with that. The base team, we practice at Spangdahlem, so I'd always have to drive over there. But we play tournaments kind of all over Europe. So my very first tournament was in England, which was so much fun, getting to go to a new base, a new country, and kind of get some, exploring there. While I was there at that tournament is actually where I met my husband now. Mm-hmm. He played for the men's team, and it just was one of those crazy situations where we played the same position. We had the same jersey number. We found out we got to Germany on the same exact day and actually checked into the clinic at the same exact day. So like I checked into the clinic as a new employee being like, hey, I'm here. And then he checked in being as a patient being like, hey, here's my medical records. I just wanted to let you know I'm here. And it was him and one other guy. And for the life of me, I can't remember who this other guy was, but I just remember thinking like, dang, this is going to be a fun job because all the guys that come in here are so cute.
So that was your, what would eventually be your husband, was that first guy that came in and you're like, oh my gosh, the guys here are cute.
Yeah, exactly. So it was fun. So we met on the soccer team, and it was one of those situations. Again, we're in the hotel for the soccer tournament. So I'm on this side of the balcony. He's on this side of the balcony. And so like I noticed he's staring at me all the way down from the other side of the balcony, and I'm staring at him. And it's just like the little like butterflies in your stomach.
Sparks.
The spark.
Sparks.
Exactly. And he tried to talk to me a couple of times, but again, being shy and like not ready for boys yet, I definitely was standoffish. We both won. The women got first place in the tournament. The boys got second place, although they should have gone first. I will say, not just because I liked him, but they definitely got cheated. They had like a bad ref or something. But anyways, he had a party at his house to celebrate both of our victories, and nobody showed up. So it was me, this one other girl from my soccer team, and David. And we're the only ones at the soccer party.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. Still to this day, I have no idea. Maybe David worked something, but I don't think so. I think he invited everyone.
Oh my gosh, you have to ask him, like, was that planned?
Was it?
Were you lying to me back then?
Yeah. We had one other girl show up, but she left like shortly after. The other girl, her name was something that rhymed with like mine, like Stacy or Casey or something like that. I remember she was cute. She had made beer butt chicken, family recipe that she would make for her husband and her kids. She was funny and she was letting loose, had a little bit too much to drink that night. And she's like, all right, that's it. Like, I'm done. I have to go to bed, which then just left David and I at this party.
This party?
Yeah, which...
A two-person party?
Our hangout. I mean, but it was like we had set it up as a party. We had like the chips and dips and all the things, expecting both teams to come over. But yeah, it ended up being our first date.
To elaborate on, you guys were essentially in the Air Force, but he was actually flying. Because in the Air Force, you weren't flying. You were in the medical side of the Air Force.
Exactly.
And he was in the flying side of the Air Force.
Yeah.
We're just talking in
So
terms that I would understand.
Yes. And our careers never overlapped, with the exception of the once a year appointment that he would come in for, and he could see somebody else. That wasn't me.
Got it. I was like, did he come in and see you every year?
Yes. We did that for the 3 years that we were there. My plan the entire time was to do my 4 years of the Air Force and then immediately get out and go to school to become a nurse.
Take it back though.
Yeah.
What were all these, like, did you guys have, was there any, because I know there's going to be a ton over 3 years. Is there any experiences in those 3 years in Germany that stand out to you as like stories that you're like, that was something I'll never forget, or that was something that shaped me, or that was something that changed the trajectory of my life?
Yeah. I don't know if there's any that would change the trajectory of my life necessarily.
Besides meeting your husband.
Right. That one's probably, yes. Okay. There's that.
Sorry.
Yes, you're correct. Because it was such an amazing experience to live in Germany. I was eventually able to move off base, and I lived right next to a little monastery where the monks made beer every day. And so you could go and have lunch and fresh made beer from the monks.
With the monks.
With the monks.
Beer with the monks.
Beer with the monks.
I didn't even know monks drank.
They don't. Well, actually, I take that back. They have to. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that,
Did these
actually.
monks drink?
I never drank specifically with a monk. They made the beer and I sat the monastery and drink it.
Got it. Got it. I just needed. Okay.
What was really interesting was just the lifestyle change living in Germany versus living in America. Because in America, it's you work as hard as you can, as many hours as you can, make as much money as you can. And then you go to Germany and it's not that at all. You work your certain hours and then you go home and you enjoy life. So the amount of people that are walking, riding their bikes, sitting on their front porch, staring at you, I don't know what the deal is, but they're always staring at you.
Germans?
Yeah.
In general?
In general.
Just as a culture?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was really hard for me initially, but then I just got used to it. At first you take it personally. You're like, what did I do? Like, why are they staring at me? But internalizing, maybe they're just enjoying life, watching people. People watching. Yeah, exactly. But the festivals they had to celebrate life was my absolute favorite part. I mean, they literally had festivals for everything. My absolute favorite one was they have this wine festival that you drink wine out of a watering can. So like what you would water your plants with, they fill it up with wine.
Like the one with the spout.
With the spout.
Yeah.
And you, no kidding, pour the spout of wine and drink it out of the watering can.
That's amazing.
Absolutely amazing. And then not just Germany, everyone has their own festivals that were absolutely amazing.
All over Europe.
All over Europe. So we got to do La Tomatina in Buñol, just outside of Valencia, Spain, which looks so fun in pictures, but in real life, it's one of the grossest things I've ever done. That is La Tomatina, where they throw rotten tomatoes at each other. Right?
Rotten. I think that's the problem. You don't know they're rotten.
You don't know they're rotten, but they have to be rotten so that they're not hard, that they squish and they explode. You show up and the festival starts with this greased pole, and there's like a ham or like some sort of meat at the end of this pole. And the people all try and climb the pole to get the meat, and there's some meaning behind that. But once the person finally grabs the meat, then it starts, and they have these garbage trucks full of tomatoes that come through the streets and they just start chucking at you. And then you pick it up off the floor and you start chucking at each other. And it turns into like the biggest food festival ever, or food fight of throwing. And it smells horrific. They're rotten tomatoes. So yeah, you don't see that in the pictures, but it was so bad.
But fun.
But fun. It was very fun. Checked that box. We ran with the bulls, which was really, really fun. We had a friend who had set up the weekend. They got rented out this huge villa that we all got to stay at, which was amazing. There's maybe like 10 of us. And if you ever do it, I highly recommend. They rented a balcony. And with the balcony, you get a tour guide that kind of talks through the experience and the reason behind why they do running with the bulls. And there's a few variations on it, but like to chase out bad spirit. And then you're also bringing the bulls in so that they can do the bull fight. We're on the balcony and we're watching it. And so he's telling us all these tips of like, if you run with the bulls, don't ever be on the outside of a curve, because as the bulls are running, they're going to slide into the outside of the curve. So they're like, if you ever find yourself with the bulls coming, be on the inside of a curve, or just don't be on a curve. Try to be on a straight. Yeah. The other thing is they're like, obviously don't run in front of the bulls. They're like, if you're going to run with the bulls, run the side of them or like just behind them is the safest. They also go by super quick. The other thing was the number one way people get hurt is actually not even from the bulls themselves, but from falling down and being trampled by people running with the bulls.
So did you actually go down and run with the bull?
Right. So the next day we go down, we run with the bulls. We have the whole getup. We've got the white shirt, the white pants, the red little scarf and belt. We're lined up down there. And our plan was once the last bull ran past us, we would start. So we were right behind it because it's like a pack of like 5 or 6 bulls. So we're right behind the last bull. Like once his face went past us, we'd start running. Mm-hmm. So we're up in like this little like door frame and we see the bulls coming and it's super exciting. And also all of this starts at like 6 a.m. So it's stupid early. But so the bulls run past us and we start running. And what happens? I fall immediately. And I'm in my head like, no, this is the most dangerous part of it. So David said I looked like a gazelle. I literally just like fell. I skid my knee very badly, got up and kept running, ran with the bulls.
You're like, I will not be trampled.
No, exactly. So we run and it ends in the arena. So the bulls go into the arena and then they scoop them and they put them back so it's safe, but everybody runs in and you're all funneled into the arena. So I get in there and I look and it's this perfect hole in my pants and it's just bleeding. And so it literally looks, and I said, like, it looked like I got stabbed by the bull. Like, just perfect.
Right on your knee.
Right on my knee.
Your poor knee.
I know, my poor knee. I have the little scar there, and that's always been my one lie and the two truths and a lie. That's always been one of my lie, is that like I got stabbed by a bull in Pamplona.
Secret's out now.
Yeah, I know. Can't use that one anymore. No. We get into the arena and it doesn't end there. We're all celebrating and super excited. And then all of a sudden we see people start being thrown into the air. And we're like, what the heck is going on? So I remember David, he actually went into like protective mode, throws me up out of the arena. So that way you're like sitting in the seat, like up over the wall. So we're sitting up over the wall and
so he jumped too.
Yeah, he jumped up there too. And we see it's a little baby bull. And they like taped up his horns, but they let him just come run through the arena to get used to the exposure. It was fun. But I mean, baby bulls are still ginormous and still powerful, hence like literally throwing people up into the air.
But his horns were taped.
But his horns were taped so he couldn't actually stab anyone.
Like injure, yes, but not stab.
Right. And one of my favorite photos that I've ever taken was one of the people who was with us. His call sign was Rhino. And he's this big guy. And so he's down there and the bull comes and looks straight at him. And so I capture this moment of him staring at the bull. They're both staring down at each other. I have it on my Facebook somewhere, but it's Rhino versus bull.
I love that too in the Air Force, that everyone has, at least the people that fly planes, right, have call signs.
Yes.
Were you given a call sign?
I was given a call sign. Our friend was a JTAC, which is on the Special Forces side. And he gave me the call sign GBU.
What's that?
Glitter Boob Unit.
And you haven't changed,
I
Macey.
have not changed.
Glitter boob unit.
Do you remember the Jessica Simpson glitter?
Yes.
The edible glitter?
Oh my God, yes, but it was a powder and you put it all over your body.
You put it all over your body?
So good.
I did. I had like the vanilla coconut one or whatever it was. Yes. It was in that era of Jessica Simpson edible glitter. And I may or may not have had it all over my chest.
Oh man, we lived a good era. It was the Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, Mandy Moore. Like,
yes.
It was good.
It was so good.
Okay, so you were wearing your glitter then, which I just want to call you out. You still wear your glitter today. More on your eyes and on your face, like highlighters and glitters, but you love your glitter.
I do love my glitter.
Do you think, I'm not taking any credit for this, but would you have loved glitter as much if we hadn't met?
0%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Yeah. No. I accredit a lot of my style, my fashion, and my outgoing personality in group settings to you, actually.
Really?
Yeah. The amount
I wasn't gonna take that much credit, but I was like,
No.
the glitter. I feel like, because you remember I had those stacks of like eyeshadow
Yes.
in high school that were just like glitter.
Yes.
Oh, I love
all the glitter.
all the glitters.
Yeah.
So I rubbed off on you in that regard.
I loved my knee-high boots. I still love my knee-high boots. I've gotten rid of the stiletto heels.
Yes, because you know they're hard to walk in.
They're hard to walk in, but I still love the knee-high boots. Look, I love the glitter. And one thing I definitely learned from being in social settings with you is being able to talk to people. Again, like they have to start it.
Okay.
They have to start the conversation. But I can carry on the conversation once it's started. Yeah.
Aw, sad.
Yeah. All the parties and things that I would do with you in your world at that time.
So many parties at
So
such a young
many
age.
parties.
Okay, anyway, sorry. So you were GBU. So you were GBU. You got to do so many amazing things in the Air Force in those 3 years you were there.
Yeah. The favorite probably being Oktoberfest, though,
And
of all the festivals.
How many times did you do Oktoberfest?
In my time there, in the 3 years, I think I went twice.
Okay.
I went to Munich more than that, but for Oktoberfest, I went twice. I missed the first year just barely, and that was letting fear take over situation. Just because I had an opportunity. They have these programs where you pay and they put you on a bus and they ship you off to go do whatever the activity is.
The Air Force.
The Air Force does.
Okay.
Yeah. They have like little tours that they provide, but I was too afraid to do it by myself. And so that was one of those moments, I guess you could say, that kind of also changed, where I was like, I'm never going to let fear take away anything else. I'm always just going to do it, even if it means I'm doing it by myself.
So that was a pivotal moment.
Yes.
When you missed
Yeah.
out on that Oktoberfest, you're
Yes.
like, never again.
Never again.
So Oktoberfest did it.
Yes, exactly. And I can hold the beer stein because
That arm string.
yeah, exactly.
So I want to go back to a serious note too. You were in the Air Force when the war was still going on
Yes.
in the Middle East. did you ever get nervous? Were you ever deployed? Were you ever?
I wasn't deployed. I actually begged to deploy several times.
Why is that?
I don't know what part of me just wanted to help, wanted to be part of it. Like, I didn't want to be in the military and not contribute in that way. My experience was so much fun going to Europe and getting to explore all over Europe. And there's a little part of me that was guilty for not contributing that way in the military. My boyfriend at the time, now husband, he did deploy, and that was really hard. He was gone for what was supposed to be 3 months, ended up turning into like 4.5 months.
Wow.
And that last month and a half, just never knowing like when he was going to come back. It was like, hey, we're supposed to be leaving in the next couple of days. And like, nope, that fell through. And
Leaving to come back.
yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened, but there was some sort of transition that needed to happen, or the next squadron to come in to take over so that his squadron could leave. I don't know exactly all the details, but that's also just deployments. They never go as scheduled ever. And it's definitely something like military people know and can anticipate that, yeah, there isn't a set return date ever.
Was it scary for him too?
It was scary for him. Yeah, what he saw and what he went through was a lot more intense, I think, than he was anticipating it to be. Mostly, I mean, as a pilot, he's in the air, right? So he's not on the ground fighting firsthand, but he's hearing the conversations. The JTACs, they are the one that's on the ground calling in for him to come in to drop bombs and shoot. And they're literally saying like, hey, I'm right here at this point. I need you to drop at this point. And if they miss even slightly, they could be dropping or shooting on innocent people, or like the guy that called it in. So having that pressure too was a lot.
But he came back.
He came back.
You
Yeah,
guys,
he eventually came back.
you did your 3 years.
Did
there.
the 3 years. Yep. And then I was still committed to going to nursing school. So I applied to U of A. I got accepted into U of A in Tucson. I needed to knock out the prereqs, which I was able to do a year of it while I was in the Air Force. So I only had 1 more year of prereqs that I needed to knock out. Applied to nursing school and was accepted. And in that, David, he had his choice of bases and he wanted to get to Tucson, which was his number one choice, and he got it. So as we were leaving Germany, which was at the same time, we got there at the same time, so our commitment was up. Mine was getting out of the Air Force, and then his was just moving, PCSing. He got Tucson, and we were kind of at this like, well, we've been dating now for 3 years. We don't really know what to do next. And he's like, well, how about you move in with me until you figure out what you want to do next? And not really having a plan. I was like, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll move in with you and I'll go to school and then we'll just see where this goes.
Yeah.
I was within just a few weeks of moving to Tucson that I actually tore my ACL.
And what were you doing when you tore your ACL?
I was playing soccer. First minute of the game, we had a new puppy, Kaiser, our Rottweiler. We had just got him a few days prior. So I did not stretch. I didn't warm up. I didn't do anything. I was just playing with the dog. And then, went into the game, not warmed up or stretched. First minute of the game, collided with another player. We kicked the ball at the same time. And that was the perfect amount of pressure to absolutely destroy my knee. I tore my ACL, partially tore my medial and lateral meniscus. Yeah, just blew that up. So they went in and did surgery. I had to wait a couple months to do that. I don't remember the reasoning now, but it probably had something to do with school. Yeah, I think I was waiting for May for our summer break. We wanted to get married too, for the Air Force to pay for it.
To pay for the
Surgery.
Got it.
Yeah, we're like, well, let's just get married via courthouse. That way the Air Force will pay for the surgery, which saved us over 13 grand.
Wow.
And we're like, we
People
can
that
just
deal with socialized medicine have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But so you guys have been dating. You guys knew you were going to have a future together. And so you're like, let's just get this done so this can facilitate this surgery.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was the most unromantic way to do it. It was like, hey, let's get married. I was like, yeah, sounds good. We were going to do that eventually.
But also romantic in the sense that like, I want to take care of you. So if you marry me, this is my version of taking care of you.
Exactly. Yeah. So we got married beginning of April. I had my surgery the first week in May. So that may have also been part of the holdup, was making sure all that paperwork went through so we could get the insurance. I had my surgery in May, and then the goal was to have like a real wedding. I said, I don't want to just do a courthouse. Like, I want to have a real wedding. And so the goal for rehab was to be able to dance at the wedding. So we set the wedding for the end of July. So that way I had enough time to rehab and be able to dance at the wedding.
It's beautiful though.
Yeah.
And so you guys, you got your surgery, you're all fixed up. You're now a married woman. Well, you were a married woman before, but now got your wedding.
Yes.
You had an amazing bridesmaid.
Yes, I did. The best. Yes, you were the co-maid of honor with my sister. Because my sister also was like 18 at the time, so she couldn't do any of the bachelorette
That's
stuff.
right.
So yeah.
Oh, that's a blur, Macey. Oh, that's where we went to Vegas. Oh,
went to
God.
Vegas.
We went to Vegas.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
For your bachelor. It was a dual bachelor and bachelorette party, by the way.
It was.
We won't talk about that because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So what amazing life. I know we have to wrap things up, but you went to nursing school in Arizona.
Yeah.
You got married. So all this is happening in Tucson, Arizona. You graduate from nursing school.
I do. 8 months pregnant. So technically, William has also graduated. He's walked the stage. I give him credit, and that's why he has such a big head.
William is
He's so smart. He's my... he does.
I've never heard you say that. Say that again, please.
That's why he has such a big head.
Who does?
William. My son. He is my first child. He's 12 years old now, so not so little. Head is still big.
I've never heard you say that before. I love it.
Yeah.
So you were 8 months pregnant with William, graduated nursing school, gave birth to William. You didn't look pregnant unless you literally turned to the side. It was one of
Right.
those things I was like, oh my gosh, Macey.
Yeah.
You did it all. You were able to do it all.
The
And then-
craziest part was the ending of that. So David then got stationed in San Antonio. So he had to leave. So at 8 months pregnant, I am finishing up my last semester of nursing school. I'm also in the house by myself. I graduate school. I would literally like walked the bridge and then packed up the house the very next day.
8 months pregnant.
8 months pregnant. The movers came. It was ridiculous. There was like a few things on the wall, like horns or something like that, something heavy. And they're like, we can't get that off the wall. Or like a TV that was mounted. They're like, we can't get that off the wall. So at 8 months pregnant, I'm climbing up a ladder to pull the stuff off the wall. David will never live that down. I was like, you left. I was 8 months pregnant and had to pack the whole house all by myself.
You wouldn't have it any other way.
No. And then after I got the house all packed up, I drove over to California to hang out for a couple days with family and you, of course. And then you drove me to Texas.
But you were 8 months pregnant. You're like, yeah, I have to drive to Texas. And I didn't know this until you literally said it to me. And I was
Yeah.
like, Macey, you're 8 months. I mean, didn't look pregnant until you
I
turned.
may have been like 8.5 months at that
You
time.
were about
Yeah.
to pop.
Yeah.
Like it could have been an early pregnancy at any point on the
Absolutely.
middle of the road in this 2-day drive to Texas.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm driving you. So I got in the car and we drove all the way to Texas. I'll
Yeah.
never forget that drive. I
Yeah.
just basically lived off of like peanut M&Ms and like no, you were not driving.
No, you really did though. The peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms. I think we made it to like 3 or 4 in the morning
In one day.
in
right?
one day.
Yeah.
We had made it from LA all the way to, I want to say like Fort Stockton, Texas, which is,
Oh, we almost made it.
we almost made it. I think we were like 2.5 hours shy, but we got to the, I was sleeping, you were driving, you got to the delusional point.
I do get delirious when I drive after a while. So
Yeah.
I've seen things before.
Yeah.
I have been delusional.
Yeah, like trains
I've seen trains that aren't there. I've definitely.
may have just been a sign.
And you.
I saw it too though.
You did.
I did. I saw.
Thank
I saw.
you. We were
yeah,
both
We
delusional.
both were delusional.
With that being said, I was driving you to Texas and I started to get delusional. Even though we were so close, I just knew, I was like, any further, this is actually really unsafe. So
Yeah.
we stopped.
We stopped, literally slept like 4 or 5 hours, and then got up, finished the drive, made it in time for the hockey game. We watched it downtown on the Riverwalk, one of the sports pubs.
Why was that? Was that Irish Sports Book Club?
Yeah.
Is this when my hair was black?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's all coming back to me. We've had so many memories that I sometimes forget the timeline. We were doing this last night too. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what about? Wow, man, we've lived a life together.
We have.
But so I got you to Texas.
Got me to
flew
Texas.
home. You are living in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
Where you still live today.
Yeah.
You are the mother of another child.
Yeah. So I was there for a good month, right? Pregnant, had William end of July. I think I got there the end of June, somewhere in that time frame. But yeah, so just under a month later, had William, was amazing. Just enjoyed being mother to him for about 6 months. Started applying for jobs as a nurse now because I finished nursing school. I got the certificate while I was finishing up being pregnant with him. And in the first few months after having him, I was studying to take the NCLEX, which is the test that you take to get your nursing license.
Okay.
So really bad timing for that too. I would not recommend being 9 months pregnant and trying to study for that, or having newborn trying to study for that. Also moving into a new house. So like
Unpacking,
wanting
old
to
habit.
unpack versus studying was really, really difficult. There was a feather or something.
It's like, what do we?
Just
In the middle
really
of that, you were just
difficult.
like-
It was so difficult.
Very dramatic of you. So all
Yeah.
this was happening, but let's be honest, you're never one to shy away from the chaos. Bring on the chaos.
Bring on the chaos. I passed.
Yep.
I applied for work, which was a crazy situation too, because I actually got called back for 2 positions. I got called back for a position that was in a women's specialty unit. So they do everything women related. And then I got called back to do postpartum. Actually, it wasn't postpartum, it was NICU. So I'm at the women's specialty unit interview thinking I was at the NICU interview. Completely messed it up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, I'm here. I love babies. I love taking care of babies. Baby this, baby this. And so mid conversation, they're like, do you know what you're here for? Or do you know anything about women's specialty? And I was like, and I just feel it. My face goes all the shades of red, like, I'm interviewing for the wrong position right now. And I was like, oh, I guess not. No, please elaborate. What is that about? So she tells me, but I lucked out because the person interviewing, their director, was interim director, who's actually the director of the postpartum unit. While they were trying to find a new director, they were borrowing the postpartum director. So they tell the postpartum director, hey, we like her, but she's probably better suited for your unit than ours. So they tell the director this, and I leave the interview humiliated. Again, I'm all the shades of red, being like, I screwed this up. They're never going to hire me. I start running, right? And it's a hospital. It's a maze. I have no idea where I'm going, what way to turn. I'm just booking it. The director calls me up like an hour later, and she's like, hi, I'm the director of a postpartum unit. You just interviewed with women's specialty unit. They loved you, but they said you'd probably be better suited for my unit. I came out after the interview trying to talk to you, but you ran and I literally couldn't keep up. So now I'm like, oh my God, I'm even more embarrassed. This poor lady's trying to chase me through the hospital. I just booked it. So anyways, she's like, hey, would you mind coming back for an interview? Like, I know you have a newborn baby and everything like that. And I was like, I absolutely would love to. So I went back. The interview was so easy, so fun. They hired me, and I was the first new grad that they had hired in over 20 years.
Wow.
Which is wild because I've been there at the same unit for 10 years now, officially. I started working with them probably within a month. I found out I was pregnant again with Maddie. So Maddie's 10 years old now. So I started working with them. I was super pregnant. I was really nervous. I was like, shoot, they're going to hate me. Like, they just hired me and I'm pregnant and I'm going to have to ask for time off again. But thankfully they were amazing. And so I got to have Maddie, and I took off about 9 months to just spend with her before I started working again. So both the kids, I got a good solid 9 months of just being stay-at-home mom with them.
And you're still obviously in San Antonio today working with them in postpartum.
Yeah.
And you still love babies.
I still love babies. I still love helping the moms transition, first-time moms and moms who've done it before, know the ropes.
When you got into nursing, did you know you wanted to work with babies from the beginning, or is that something that happened along the way?
Oh, it was complete by chance. Honestly, it was that interview that kind of threw me into that. I knew I wanted something clean, having the new babies at home, and I wanted something that wasn't high stress. So like that pretty much ruled out like ER, med surge, things like
Clean
that.
by what do you mean?
Clean as in not being around sick people on a daily basis. Sorry,
As in that state of the life you were in, you were like, I just can't be around a ton of sick people
exactly.
with a newborn baby at home.
Yeah.
But you knew you wanted to work because you're like, I want that independence. I love
100%.
this profession. I want to do this job.
Yeah, and I wanted to be a nurse. Like it had been my goal for my whole life. Like I needed to fulfill that. And so I was all around the same time fulfilling goals of being mom with new babies and career that I had always dreamed of.
And still, might I say, traveling the world and experiencing as much as you could.
Hey, I'm a yes person. I'm going to say yes. whatever it means. Yes. Traveling. Yes. Working. Yes. Taking care of my kids. And
yeah, you definitely live life.
Yeah.
Because no one can say you didn't do that. I promise you that.
Exactly.
No one can say you didn't do that. So now you are still in Texas with David and the kids and new dogs.
Yes. Yep. We had Pearl, for a year, but we have her out on loan right now to David's mom. She's becoming a little therapy dog for her. So now we just have the only child, Dexter, and he's wild and crazy and so much fun.
So no more squirrels.
No more squirrels. Although, if you ask my kids, they would love to get a squirrel, and it's very hard to tell them no.
Understandable.
Yeah,
They take
yeah.
after you. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And in regards to your family, where are they now? Is your mom still in California? What about your siblings?
My mom is still in California. I'm still in her same house. She gave up drinking. She's been sober for almost 2 years. So proud of her. She's still crushing it at work. Yeah, she's one of the bosses and just thriving there. My sister's crushing it, working for Thule. So she's traveling around with them as a manager. And my brother has done absolutely amazing things. In high school, he started out in cybersecurity, which has been his whole life now. So he has done cybersecurity in different variations, and he's getting to do a work from home situation, which works out well for him and his wife. They are travel bloggers. Shout out to Getaway Couple, Jason and Ray. It works out well for them to travel and work, and yeah, they're doing great.
And what about your father?
My father passed away a little over a year and a half ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that one was hard. Definitely emotional roller coaster of, yeah, dealing just all that we had dealt with that. So,
But do you feel you got closure with your father?
oh no,
No.
no,
I'm sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. I thought there was more closure than.
no. We that was a huge bump in the road. So, as I had mentioned earlier, he was living with my uncle, and then that turned out to be pretty toxic situation. So at the time that I was actually pregnant with Maddie, I went to his house and he was just telling me all these stories of how my uncle was abusing him financially and verbally and physically, and being the person that I am, I was like, well, we absolutely can't have you in that situation. We went to the bank and told the bank, like, we need to get his money. And I literally bought him a ticket and flew him to Texas so I could take care of him out there. He lived with us for about 6 months. It was right after Maddie was born, or maybe about 2 or 3 months after she was born, where we're like, okay, we need to transition her to a nursery. So I found him an apartment. And then while he was there, he kind of started to resort to his old toxic ways and was harassing me, and then telling everyone else that I was verbally abusive and financially abusive, which wasn't at all the case, obviously. So I do feel bad for my uncle now, knowing how toxic my dad was and everything that he had said, and realizing that it may not have all been truthful. When my dad passed away, I actually hadn't talked to him in about 3 or 4 months. And when he passed away alone in his house and wasn't discovered for about a week until a neighbor came over. So emotionally, that was really hard to not have closure with my dad, to not have been able to repair our relationship. Also knowing that, like, he died in such a terrible way, like alone with his cats. And I would have never known unless the neighbor had gone over there and found him.
Do you think you did everything you could, though, to try to mend that relationship with your father?
Oh, I worked my butt off. Absolutely. I tried everything I could. I mean, when I found him the apartment, I found him one that was close to my house, close to my in-laws, so that way he could be close. I found him one that was walking distance from the grocery store, walking distance from a hair salon, so that way he can do everything independently without needing a car. And he was able to do all of that. It was around the time that he started harassing me was when he wanted to buy a house and get out of his apartment. And so he was wanting money from me. And so that's when he started making all of these accusations in hopes that I would just give him money to make all of that go away.
Got it. So it's a little more like blackmail, or a version, I guess, of threatening, because there's not really blackmail, because there's nothing to really blackmail with besides false claims. I'm really sorry to hear that, but you know you can live with the fact that you did the best you could, that you did everything you could.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's still an emotional process that I'm dealing with, and could definitely use therapy to probably help with that process. I know I did the best that I could. And I know that I didn't do any of the things that he accused me of doing. So my conscience is clean there. But yeah, I definitely, in a perfect world, wish that I could have had a relationship with him that there wasn't ever a time that like he chose to become homeless instead of taking care of us, that he could have been the supporting father like everyone else seems to have. I mean, not everyone, but a lot of people.
But it's something it sounds like you really wished you would have had.
Yeah, definitely.
But you took on a lot. You took on his role when he left.
Yeah.
You were the one that reached out to him, got him to sign those papers.
Yeah.
You then took his claims of a toxic environment with his brother seriously, moved him out to you in Texas.
Yeah.
All while you were a new mom
Yeah.
of 2.
Yeah.
And got him all situated, stressed, the anxiety of all of that, trying to also live your own life, to just have him in the end claim that you were doing the same things he was claiming his brother was doing. And it's just sad the way it ended. But I would just want to say, because I'm your dear friend, that you and how am I getting emotional?
I don't know.
That you did everything you could.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Why am I getting emotional?
Because you know my journey.
I do know your journey.
Yeah.
And I know, Jesus, stop. So yeah, I think you're an amazing woman, and you've taken on a lot. You continue to take on a lot. And I think you deserve all the happiness in the world. And I love you.
Friend.
And you. Of
I love
course.
you.
I love you too. This has been an amazing interview. I like to always end with, so I'll stop crying. So I was like, okay. I like to always ask these last kind of questions is, looking back on your life, is there anything you would have done differently or anything you regretted?
No, I don't think I have any regrets. I think I've pretty much lived my life to the fullest and done everything that I wanted to do. I mean, there's still a lot more. There's still so much world to travel and whatnot. But yeah, as of right now, no.
That's great.
Yeah.
And where do you see yourself, life, career, what have you? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15, 50 years?
In the next few years, definitely just spending as much time with the kids as I can, because I know time flies by and they're going to be off to college and out of the house sooner than I want to even think about. Spending as much time with them, traveling as much. There's so much on my travel to-do list still, so there's a lot of travel ahead.
Do you have one that's next? Do you have one that you're like really like, I'm ready to go to that location, that place, see that thing?
I don't have anything set up where I haven't been yet that I really want to do. Yeah, I don't have any of those vacations. I have a few fun vacations coming up, but they're kind of vacations I've done before.
Yeah.
Like Bottle Rock in Napa Valley.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
Well, I'm excited about everything. I'm excited that you're going to get to spend more time with the kids. I know that as they get older, it's going to be a different transition, but
absolutely.
It's beautiful, the life you've lived and the person you are. And I'm so, do not get emotional again. I'm so grateful and honored to be your friend.
Aww.
I call best friends.
We are best friends. We're best.
So honored to have this relationship, because not everyone gets to have an amazing relationship with an amazing person. And you're just so amazing. And I love you so much.
I love you.
Now we're going to bring out the food.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm so emotional. Also, by the way, per typical fashion, you have to catch a flight. What is this with a food that you chose?
My food that I chose was from Mission Burrito. I don't know why I love it so much. It's definitely like a comfort food, but the bean and cheese burrito, which is massive. Yeah, I just love it. So every time I come back home, it's my go-to. I always have to get it at least once in the time frame that I'm home.
So you're in town and I was like, what's your food going to be? And then Mission Burrito it was.
I know. I was nervous. I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to want for my food. And then I was like, well, obviously, Mission Burrito.
Do you love Taco Bell with me?
I love Taco Bell just as much. That was something else that we definitely connected on. We love Taco Bell, which is why when you picked me up from the airport this weekend was the first thing we did.
Taco Bell sponsored me already.
Bell.
I'm serious. Like, I'm obsessed with you. They're like, why would we have to pay you to be like a fan of ours? You already are.
Yeah.
Prepaid advertisement for Taco Bell. Okay, we have to catch a flight. Ready? Do you think you are sweet or savory?
I knew this was going to be a question and I should have prepared myself.
Okay, it's going to be good. It's going to be instinctual.
I'm going to say sweet.
Okay.
Probably not, but I don't know.
Sweet it is. We're going
Let's go.
Okay, ready. And you can start eating if you'd like.
Okay.
Morning person or night owl?
That's hard. I think I'm a night owl now.
Text first or wait to be texted?
Text first.
Romance or respect?
Respect.
Planned or spontaneous?
Yes. A planned spontaneous trip.
Is actually true for you. That's actually very true. But you have to choose one.
Okay. Spontaneous.
Comfort food or fine dining?
Fine dining.
Forgive fast or never forget.
Forget fast.
Everyone does this. Forgive fast or never forget.
Oh, wait, what?
Forgive fast.
Forgive
Forgive. Or
Forgive.
never forget.
or never forget. I would say never forget.
Oh, talk it out or walk it off.
Talk it out.
Soft life or boss life.
Boss life for sure.
Beach vacation or city escape.
Beach.
Homemade meal or 5-star restaurant.
Home. Both. During the week, homemade. On weekends, 5-star. Let's go homemade.
Okay. You cry in private or in public.
Oh, 100% private.
Lover girl or independent queen.
Independent.
Sweet revenge or silent success.
Silent success.
Slow burn or instant spark.
Instant spark.
Stay loyal or match energy.
Stay loyal. I don't know. Am I? But I also match energy. Can I also be both?
I mean, the truth is everybody wants to say both to all of it
Yeah.
most of the time. Which one did you lean towards more? Stay loyal or match energy?
Stay loyal.
Glass half full or half empty?
Half full, 100%.
Chase the dream or chase the bag?
Dream.
Subtle flex or loud win?
Subtle.
Intuition or logic?
Intuition.
Be chosen or do the choosing?
Be chosen.
Chocolate or chips?
A chocolate.
Wine or tequila?
Wine.
He plans the date or you plan it?
He.
Apology or change behavior?
Change behavior.
Soft launch or hard launch?
Soft.
Prada or Nike?
Probably Nike for me.
Journal your feelings or vent to friends?
Vent to friends.
Be adored or be respected?
Respected.
Peace or passion?
Passion.
And you said sweet for sweet and savory. At first it was going strong that you were going to be one, but then it switched up.
What am I? What is it?
You're
I'm
sweet
scared.
by one. I swear, I was like, she's definitely going to be savory. There's no way.
Yeah.
But you are sweet by one. By one vote, you are sweet. So you are sweet, Macey. Everyone is a little bit of both because the truth is life is a little bit sweet and it's a little bit savory. And we all are a little bit sweet and savory.
Oh.
In the end, it's a little
Yeah.
bit of both. And
Yeah.
it's what makes life so exciting.
Oh my gosh, I'm obliterating this.
You're what? So good.
I'm just going for the middle, like my son does.
Same. I remember same thing. I have to say, like, Taco Bell's great because it's quick and easy
Yeah,
and it's accessible. We love Taco Bell.
we do.
But then, like, a burrito, proper burrito like this, like refried beans. Oh, man.
So good.
Oh, my gosh. So good.
So good.
Macey,
Danielle.
thank you so much for joining me on my podcast. I know that you were hesitant about doing a podcast.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry I cried. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you. Let's eat this burrito.
Let's eat.
And go catch a flight. Love you.
Love you, babe.
That's good.
Oh, it's good.
Read that on video.
It is on video. I haven't stopped the cameras yet.